He throw Armstrong on the mound to see what he does. Like, Ohtani, just by himself at the plate, is the best hitter in Major League Baseball. Let's just say, keep it in the National League at this point. He's the MVP. So I can't wait till he pitches 6 innings, gives up 5 earned runs. Time to go like, I don't know if he could be the MVP now. Oh, no, he's still hitting 300 with 45 jacks and just pitched 6 innings in a Major League Baseball game. And people are going to hold that against him.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
You want to take that gap year and trade LeBron James somewhere and get value, legitimate value for a 41-year-old player, LeBron James, I still think, in return. I think you have to explore that, because if LeBron wants to win a title, we've heard so much buzz for, I think, 3 or 4 years now, Kevin, about Stephen Curry and LeBron James wanting to eventually play together. This might be that moment here. If you're the Golden State Warriors, why not make that call? I think that's something to watch out for.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
Saying I like their odds because I think they're insane at this point, but I do think they are a very viable option.
I don't even think their odds are that insane, honestly. They won 64 games.
So you like this move for them?
Well, so the odds...
Regardless of the odds, just from a basketball.
Yeah, the odds have nothing to do with it. They won 64 games. They were eliminated by the Pacers, who lost Halliburton. The other 60-win team was the Celtics, and they lost Tatum. Like, I think...
And the Knicks don't have a coach.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
All right, we're into level 3 here of the program. Man, here's a long bomb, sort of. So I was going to say a Hail Mary, but it's caught and brought down. That's good. That helps. I was going to say we need one more touch. I've said I need one more touchdown like 5 times on the show tonight. Like, for people tuning in for, like, if you've been with us, I need one more touchdown. I need one more touchdown, right? Like, I bet the pregame over 52.5, and then in the first quarter I took over 57.5. Then live with you guys I took over 67.5, and now I just took over 76.5, and we're at 70 right now, and there's 7 minutes left in the game, and the Toronto Argonauts are on the 1-yard line. Like, like the Argos are moving the ball down the field like in a blink of an eye all the time, but they're Hamilton. Bo Levi Mitchell just heaves it up, and then they score. It's getting frustrating, actually. I got a prop, actually, with Jared Doeg, the backup quarterback on the Argos. He comes in short yardage situations, but they're not doing it right now. They're on the 1-yard line. They're not playing around. They're like, all right, they just ran it in. There it is, touchdown. Boom. All right, so don't go for 2 here,
those
guys.
Argos, this teaser's alive.
I need 76.5, and we're at 76 right now. Don't screw around. So what are you down by? They're down by 12. If they kick the extra point, they'll be down by 11. So, God, if they go for 2, they'll be down by 10. They're probably going to go for 2 here. What are you going to do, Dinwiddie? He's usually pretty conservative, actually. What are you going to do, Dinwiddie? See, they're doing renovations in the stadium there in Toronto in the back end for the World Cup.
Because you get a touchdown, a 2-point conversion is 8, and a field goal's 3. There's no need to go for 2. Then you're down 12. It's like... That's the thing. It's not even about betting. It's about, like,
he's going for
2
2
possessions.
I knew he's going to go for 2.
That's what he does.
Yeah, I would kick the point, just make it 11. You're right. There's the risk reward doesn't make sense, but I figured that they would do this just because they're down and, or whatever. There's only 6.5 left. So in their mind, hey, they cut it to 10 points, right? But there's a penalty on the play, and I think it's on Toronto. You guys can't go for it again, guys. Why would you go for this again? Go for a 2 on, like, from the 8-yard line to make it a 10-point game in a league where you can get a freaking point for kicking it through the end zone. Like, there's no need to panic right now about this. What are you doing, Dinwiddie? Don't, like, kick the extra point.
Tons of time in a CFL game. You get multiple
He's going
possessions.
for it still. Why are you doing this?
This is dumb.
Why? This makes no sense. And he's on the 7-8-yard line now.
Stupid.
I think there's a penalty again. All right. I think we just
He
got
must
saved
analyze
again.
Dan Campbell.
Yeah, you know what it is?
Yes.
No, this coach, Dad, he's normally conservative, but whatever. They're down.
Yeah.
All right, now, dude, you don't have a choice. They just false started again. You're literally like on the 15-yard line right now.
You think
And I
he's
don't
going
see
to
the
quit
kick-
now?
I don't see the kicker coming out.
He's not
This is
coming
insanity.
out. I told you, man. This is stupid.
This is insanity. What? Seriously, like. So what? You want to make it a 10-point game instead of an 11-point game? You can go for 2 later. You can kick a field goal. You can do a lot of things. There's still 6.5 left, and now you're literally going for 2 on the 12-yard line right now. All right, here it is, and they throw up a wing and a prayer that goes out of bounds, so they don't get it. What a terrible call!
We should
Terrible decision by the coaching staff there, which is not even rocket science. Like, okay. You want to go for the 2, you're on the 2-yard line, go ahead. Go for the stupid 2. You got a penalty. You're on the 7-yard line. You're still going to go for the 2. It's not like you have to, so why are you doing this? And then you get another penalty, and you're on the 12-yard line. And then you still say, you know what? Let's still go for 2 here. And now you're down by 2 touchdowns still. Like, you kick the damn field, you kick the damn extra point, you're down by 11. And you can get single points in the CFL. Hell, you can get a single point for kicking a kickoff through the end zone, right? So you can make up that point. You get the single point. You kick it through the end zone. You want to get your stupid point there, coach. That was just dumb because now you're down 12. It was just, I don't understand.
Also,
like, from the
think about what the
12-yard
Argos do. Think about them from this perspective. If the Argos get a touchdown and kick the extra point, they're down 5. If they lose by 5, the spread's 4.5. If they went for the extra point, you could have covered by the hook. Think about that too.
Yeah, I'm not even thinking about the point spread end of this. Like, I'm just thinking about like the logical football aspect of it. From a coach that, like I said earlier, I was complaining he's too conservative. As Dan Kaiser said, he went Dan Campbell there, Dan.
Campbell.
Like, that's some Dan Campbell stuff. Like, against the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah, we're still going for it. I don't care. Like, really, I think he went from like the 17 or the 20-yard line or whatever. But in-game total, 83.5 right now. 83.5. And I don't hit my 76.5 yet. I got to sweat this out. I got to get one more point in this game. But in-game total now, 83.5. Baseball check. White Sox up 3-2. Top of 8 right now. Royals up 3-2 on the D-backs. Top of second. In-game total is 14.5 there. Astros 6-1 right now. We bet that total 11.5. It's now 13.5. Astros lighting it up, 6-1, 3-3, bottom of the 10th, Blue Jays and Angels. Dramatic stuff in Toronto. Blue Jays have runners on first and second, and they're minus 550 on the money line right now. And the Giants and Athletics have just gotten started. Dan, have you taken a look at Saturday's baseball board yet?
Yeah, I did. I've got a couple of games that interest me right now, and I hate to say it because it's another bad team. Maybe I'm starting to follow.
Hold on. Oh, my God. Are they going to win $1 million? Somebody just won $1 million. They just returned it for a touchdown.
I told you, it's that guy from Maple Ridge, BC. You got to get him on. Amazing.
Wow. All right, let's see. Are they going to call a late flag here? No, there's no late flags.
No.
All right, well, I was worried about the 1 point. And what did I say, guys? I thought, all right, maybe we can get this teaser now. Every time Toronto score, Hamilton score a touchdown seconds later. Like, this has been happening for the last 45 minutes. How many points have they scored in the second half now? This is, like, ridiculous. You can't even keep up. 26, 29, 39. They're up to 45 points in the second now. Like, it's all right. So even I haven't hit the 83.5. We should have, but there it is. We're going to top out with our 70, with our 52.5, 57.5, 66.5, and 76.5 in this game. Just an absolute freaking track meet here in the second half, and very frustrating. Well, whatever, man. Maybe the Argos can do it one more time. We can backdoor this teaser with the Argos plus 14 because they're getting lit up right now. All right, now they're calling a penalty, but I think it's just on the celebration. So, wow. So somebody, like we always talk about this promo, Dan, there's a promo in the CFL. You enter the raffle, like the contest during the week, and they pick one name. And you got to enter at a certain grocery store, etc. But they pick one name, and if they pick your name and there's 2 kickoff returns for touchdowns in the game, you win $1 million. And there's been 2 kickoff returns for touchdowns in the second half here in the last 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Somebody just won $1 million out there with that. It's a hell of a lot more than I won, but I'll take my over bet. We'll take it. All right, let me check in with that soccer second half here. It is 1-0. The second half just started. We're in the 48th minute. Chelsea up 1-0. All right, we'll let Dan go on the other side. We'll see what he says about tomorrow's baseball card. We'll get you the numbers for tomorrow. Don't forget, we got the Whitecaps and LA Galaxy coming up at 10:30 Eastern time. We'll give you our picks for that in a couple of minutes. We went over it earlier, but we'll do it again, and we'll see if we find any late diamonds in the rough. Let's roll.
Enter into the magical world of McLuck.com, where even the smallest of spins can win real cash prizes. Adventure into over 1,000 of the best Vegas-style slot games. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your free welcome offer today. Join the fun where winners play and players win.
2 guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching!
Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What? How do you do this one? Oh, Donnie, you've got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune in to Game Time Decisions weekdays on SportsGrid.
The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
Rearranging that ring. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
Just a little flyer, couple of
15.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip? Try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
You can't make this up. I'm Gabriel Morency, SportsGrid Radio and Television Network, Sirius XM 159, blah, blah, blah. No monologue. My feet hurt. So I've been talking a lot about this stupid contest all the time to save on. I go there every day, okay? Like, they know my name, like, literally. And it freaks me out because I don't know their names. They're like, how's your day, Gabriel? Because they see on the, whatever, so they know my name and all this. And I always ask the lady, I'm like, how the hell do I enter this contest? She goes, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. There's no contest here. And I'm like, yeah, there is a contest with your store. She goes, I don't know, it must be online. I go online. I always have a hard time figuring it out. The guy that won, they just showed him. It's my store. Could have been me. I could have been a contender. It's like I could have been a fragrance millionaire. Like, that could have been me. But like I said, I didn't get in. And this is the second time in 2 weeks this has happened. I went to a football game last week, Dan, and I played a bunch of 50-50 tickets, right? I like my shots. It's better than winning a lottery, right? You're at the game. There's only like 20,000 people or something like that. You figure, all right, why not me? So my girlfriend like hyped me up on it. We're gonna win. We're getting married. We're gonna win. It's gonna be a big. Like, you know, great thing. We're gonna win.
Positivity.
Right. So spent like $100 on these 50-50 tickets at the last game we go to. After the game, I got a message from a friend of mine that was at the game. She goes, "You won't believe it. I just won the $45,000 50-50." And I'm like, I can't believe this. Like, I'm happy for her. And now this guy from my store. But it goes to show, like, I swear to God, I'm entering every 50-50, even online, for the rest of the year. And, like, it's my new obsession. I got to win a 50-50. I got to win this stupid contest. I can't believe Roy Lister. This sounds made up.
You got to go
Roy
to.
Lister.
You got to go to.
Sound like a real name,
Roy's
Roy.
real. Both
Lister?
contestants were BC. Yeah, I like Roy Lister. Hey, man, at least he found the ballot box at the damn grocery store.
Hold on.
You got to do some investigations here.
I got to get this straight, as if you're the Argonauts here. So you guys went for it for 2, but you just punted down 21 points. You just punted from midfield on 3rd and 14. That's Dinwiddie for you. Dumbwitty. Like, I don't know what the hell this guy's doing. Like, it makes no sense. Like, dude, you're down by 21 with 4 minutes left. Just, like, throw the ball and you don't get it. The game's over. It is what it is. But, no, he decides to punt the ball to Hamilton. I can't even, like, whatever. I wanted that teaser on the way out, but at least we were hitting these in-game overs. All right, so Major League Baseball. Dan Kaiser, the professor, with us. So tomorrow's board, Strasburg no longer I'm looking here. I was going to give some in-game soccer here, but looking at the baseball board tomorrow, we got the Guardians and the Cubs tomorrow. Cardinals and Cubs, excuse me. Angels and Blue Jays once again. What's going on in Toronto right now, Cam, with that? Did it end yet?
It's final. Yeah, Blue Jays won by 1 run, as we talked about. Bottom in extra innings, 4-3 final. Blue Jays.
Wow, the magic continues in Toronto. That's unbelievable. They just keep on winning, finding ways of winning games. They got Scherzer on the hill here tomorrow, Dad, and Scherzer was good in his last start, right? He gave them like 4 innings. It was a very, very positive outing. They're minus 170 tomorrow. Do you think the Jays keep this thing going, or are they're not a team you really want to step in front of right now? All they do is win games.
Yeah, we kind of talked about that earlier. Yeah, I hate going against teams that are on these kind of rolls, especially when they're good. Like the Marlins are on that roll. They won like 8 games, but that's still, to me, I can't get behind the Marlins. But yeah, right now I would go against the Blue Jays, and they just seem to find ways to win. So
Yankees keep finding ways to lose. And they're favorites again tomorrow, minus 155. They've lost 5 in a row now. They've lost, 15 of their last 21 games. They're 6-15 now, the Yankees, in their last 21. Montas and Rodon tomorrow. Yankees minus 155. Valdez and Ohtani tomorrow. And I believe it's Shohei Ohtani's birthday tomorrow, actually, too. So you got the birthday push. Valdez and Ohtani tomorrow. What do you like? What catches your eye as of right now, Dan?
I think a couple games I've been looking at. Unfortunately, it's some bad teams. But I'm kind of looking at the Nationals tomorrow only because it's more of a fade of Buehler because he's stunk this whole season. I'm looking at again the Cubs. Not Cubs, but the Sox Cardinals game again. I got those games mixed up. Sox and Rockies game again. But again, it's against Marquez than anything else. And Cannon has been pitching well. And then the Cubs Cardinals. I mean, those two teams hate each other. The cities hate each other. It's always a good matchups there. And I'm leaning the Cubs in that one also.
Dan, where can people find you online?
Yeah, I do a little bit of Twitter on at Dan Kaiser Sports, and then my big thing is Sports Memo.
SportsMemo.com. All right, thanks, Dan. Happy 4th.
Yep. Same to you.
Take care, Dan.
Thanks, Cam. Thanks, Gabe. Appreciate it.
Dan Kaiser. SportsMemo.com. Old school. So this football game, man, I'm at a loss for words as far as Dinwiddie. It doesn't matter now about the stupid 2 and stuff, but it's just the logic of it. So you go for 2 from the 12-yard line when you had no point in doing it. And then after, you're down right now by, 19? So, the game's not fully over. You're down by 19 points. There's 5 minutes left. It's you haven't come up with a single stop all night. You've given up 51 points. And it's 3rd and 14. Okay. So you throw the pass, and if you don't get it, they have the ball. You punted the ball. You punted the freaking ball. In what world does that make sense? If I was in a post-game, after, I'd ask, I'd get kicked out because the coaches would hate those type of questions. Why did you do this? Why did you do that? And he'd be like, we were losing anyways. What do you care so much? But like I said, Dinwiddie, man, just stupid, weird stuff. They weren't going to win anyways, the Argos. Their defense, Hamilton
it's a
was on
bad
fire,
look to quit. It's a rivalry game, too. Come on.
Yeah, but even earlier in the game, too, one of the first drives of the game, it's 3rd and 2 from the 50. We better punt the ball. It's bro, it's the CFL here. We're not playing in the Super Bowl. Just freaking go for it.
Pete Crow Armstrong on the mound to see what he does. Ohtani just by himself at the plate is the best hitter in Major League Baseball. Let's just say keep it in the National League at this point. He's the MVP. So I can't wait till he pitches 6 innings, gives up 5 earned runs. Time they go I don't know if he could be the MVP now. Oh no, he's still hitting 300 with 45 jacks and just pitched 6 innings in a Major League Baseball game. And people are going to hold that against him.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
You want to take that gap year and trade LeBron James somewhere and get value, legitimate value for a 41-year-old player, LeBron James, I still think, in return. I think you have to explore that because if LeBron wants to win a title, we've heard so much buzz for, 3 or 4 years now, Kevin, about Stephen Curry and LeBron James wanting to eventually play together. This might be that moment here. If you're the Golden State Warriors, why not make that call? I think that's something to watch out for.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
Saying I like their odds because I think they're insane at this point, but I do think they are a very viable option.
I don't even think their odds are that insane. Honestly, they won 64 games.
So you like this move for them?
Well, so the odds,
regardless of the odds, just from a basketball.
Yeah, the odds have nothing to do with it. They won 64 games. They were eliminated by the Pacers, who lost Halliburton. The other 60-win team was the Celtics, and they lost Tatum. I think.
And the Knicks don't have a coach.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
In-game live game day, Sports Rage Edition continues. I am Gabriel Morency. We're going to be with you until midnight tonight. We've been kicking it since 8 o'clock Eastern. 4th of July, you got a 4-hour bonus show tonight. The CFL game is winding down right now. And looking at my prop, actually, I brought it up earlier. I got Arbuckle over 290.5 passing yards. He's at 268 right now. And they have the football again. Oh, I think he just got it on this play, actually. That was a big like 20, 30-yard pickup. So we'll see what just gets added here. So I think I might be able to squeeze out a win here with the Arbuckle at 290 and a half. He's up to 285 now. So first down, 285, another completion or two here, and we'll hit the Arbuckle over. You know what? I was talking about Coxie earlier letting me down, and he scored the touchdown, and I said I had him over 70 and a half. Boom, he's at 76 right now. He just made a couple of catches on the way out here. So we hit the over. The props are starting to come together here, actually. That's good. Toronto are moving the ball suddenly. I don't know why they punted, but it just didn't make any sense to punt. Like, whatever, dude. There's 4 minutes left. Just, you go for it. You don't get it. You get the stop. You get the ball back anyway. So they got the stop, but they lost 2 minutes. Now they're on the 40-yard line, and they're picking up chunks because Hamilton's playing a soft zone right now. And the teaser is really going to come down to the number, right? I mean, it was 4, 4.5, whatever. It was never 5. It never got to 12. So, yeah, they're down by 19 right now. They would have to get the 2. So we're asking a lot for the Argos to score the touchdown and get a 2. But they are moving the ball, so we got a puncher's chance, and there's still $1.17 left right now. So we'll keep our eye on this. The soccer game, we're going to focus on the soccer game after this football game wraps up. Nothing comes easy in a FIFA Club World Cup. Palmeiras get the equalizer. We're tied at 1 right now. We're in the 64th minute of this game, and the shot's on target as well. So this is pretty crazy. Palmeiras, Palmeiras have 5 shots, 2 on target. Chelsea are stuck, guys, at 4. They have 13 shots, Chelsea, but only 4 of them have gotten through on target. So they're still stuck at 4.5 right now, as far as that prop is concerned. Palmeiras to qualify is plus 150. So that's like if it goes to extra time and anything happens. So just to advance. Chelsea to advance right now is minus 200. Over under goals, 2.5. Over minus 150. Under plus 110 right now. So this game coming down to the wire. Oh, Argos. All right, Argos first and goal from the 5-yard line right now. Let's see if they can backdoor this. You know, it's funny. I thought about a 10-point teaser tonight, too. And I was like, nah, we'll be all right with the 7 tonight. All right, 51-32, 58 seconds left. They're on the 5-yard line right now. Let's get a quick touchdown and a miracle 2-point conversion here. There's the touchdown. Man, they made that look easy, Cam.
If this guy goes to kick the ball, instead of going for the 2-point conversion, you might actually, take your guitar and, break it.
Oh, if Dinwiddie now, watch Dinwiddie. Yeah, guys, send out the kicker.
Send it Hurlo. Yeah, he's fine.
He might actually, because I don't know, the guy who knows what he's going to do. It doesn't make any sense what he does.
This is the thing. Well,
just go for 2
and
don't
go
take
for
a long
2.
time. Just hurry up and go for the 2. Just hurry up and do it.
If he doesn't go for 2, we got a real problem. Because you
don't want to be a bad play call. Right, they're going for 2.
A joke.
Right. Randy Hollowell from Surrey, BC, just won $200 with
My
that.
God,
So, everyone in BC
everybody's
won.
winning from BC. Did they go to the box and go, it's BC's week. We'll do Saskatchewan next week.
Of course they don't get it. Everything else is easy. I knew somehow they'd make this a hard play, and they did. You got to be kidding me. They get that, we win the teaser. They don't get that, we don't win the teaser. That's what it just came down to, and they don't get it. I guess I could take solace in the fact that I hit the yardage prop by that drive.
Hit the end game a million times, too. That's good. You did fine.
Yeah, I know, but
it's just a side and teaser.
Always want more.
Take the wins. Who doesn't? But hey, at least you hit it 9 times. You were going to put the phone in this case that you're talking about, but bing, 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 because it turned into an absolute track meet. Crazy game.
It's like Mr. Burns, Monty Burns said. He goes, Smithers, I have all the money in the world, but I would trade it all for a little more.
Yeah, guys, seriously,
I'm open for an onside kick recoverage here. I'm open for an onside kick here. Come on, let's get an onside kick recovery, which is a possibility in the CFL. NFL it never happens. CFL sometimes they get it.
Pete Crow Armstrong on the mound to see what he does. Like, Ohtani just by himself at the plate is the best hitter in Major League Baseball. Let's just say keep it in the National League at this point. He's the MVP. So I can't wait till he pitches 6 innings, gives up 5 earned runs. Time they go like, I don't know if he could be the MVP now. Oh, no, he's still hitting 300 with 45 jacks and just pitched 6 innings in a Major League Baseball game. And people are going to hold that against him.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
You want to take that gap year and trade LeBron James somewhere and get value, legitimate value for a 41-year-old player, LeBron James, I still think, in return. I think you have to explore that because if LeBron wants to win a title, we've heard so much buzz for, I think, 3 or 4 years now, Kevin, about Stephen Curry and LeBron James wanting to eventually play together. This might be that moment here. If you're the Golden State Warriors, why not make that call? I think that's something to watch out for.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
Saying I like their odds because I think they're insane at this point, but I do think they are a very viable option.
I don't even think their odds are that insane. Honestly, they won 64 games.
So you like this move for them?
Well, so the odds,
regardless of the odds, just from a basketball.
Yeah, the odds have nothing to do with it. They won 64 games. They were eliminated by the Pacers, who lost Halliburton. The other 60-win team was the Celtics, and they lost Tatum. Like I think,
and the Knicks don't have a coach.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
Let's roll. This is in-game live game day, 4th of July / Sports Rage. I am Gabriel Morency. If you're just joining us right now, you're unaware we've been with you since 8 o'clock Eastern this evening. Jesse School will step up and join us in a couple of minutes here tonight. We're jam-packed show here tonight, and I got really caught up in my anger. Let's see, Colin McDonald telling me you can get it at the register. They don't have it at the register, the contest. I'm really upset about this.
You can get it at the register.
I asked the lady at the register. I've asked her. I went to customer service. I went to the customer service table booth at the grocery store. I said, I want to get in on this contest. Where do I enter? And she said, I don't know what you're talking about. We don't have a CFL contest here. I'm like, you've had a CFL contest for 40 years. I'm like, it seems hard to enter. And now I'm mad because a person from my store just won it. It's like finding out someone won the lottery, Cam, from your local store. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, it's good for them, but it doesn't do much for me. And now it just makes me mad that, like, I could have been in this contest. Doesn't mean my name would have been called. Doesn't mean my name would have been called, but whatever. And shout out to Deb for winning the 50-50 at the BC Lion game a couple of weeks ago. I'm hell-bent on this. And now, too, in the modern era, you can play the 50-50, like, as long as you're in the region. So, like, next time the Lions are on TV or whatever. Speaking of which, actually, speaking of regions, all right, let's bring Jesse in here right now. But the Vancouver Whitecaps, speaking of regions, the Vancouver Whitecaps are playing LA Galaxy. We talked about this game earlier, guys. Yes, the Vancouver Whitecaps are missing 8 of their starters, but they're playing an LA Galaxy team that has won 1 game out of 20 games this year. And the Whitecaps backups are good, and their kids are good, and they found ways to win these games, even with their backups. You're getting plus 210 with the Whitecaps right now, which is that's just too good to pass up. And on the Asian line, you get the Whitecaps plus half a goal, minus 140. Plus half a goal, minus 140. I think Jesse used to live in Vancouver. Let's bring Jesse in right now, who's overseas on this 4th of July. What's going on, Jesse?
Good morning, gentlemen. Yeah, it's about 9-10 o'clock in the morning right now, where I'm at.
So the days, what time do you get up at there? Because with the sports betting world the way that it is.
Geez, it changes every day. I'm usually up all night. Sometimes I sleep till noon. Sometimes I get up when the kids are getting ready to go to school. But you grab some sleep when you got a chance to.
When's NFL football then for you? Is it like in the middle of the night type of deal?
I believe it starts off kicking off at 1 a.m. Maybe it starts off kicking off at midnight, and then there's the time change, and there's no time change in Thailand. So when the time change happens, it's just an hour later.
Man, that's crazy stuff. Like watching NFL games at like 1, 2, 3, 4 in the morning.
Yeah. We'd be absolutely torqued. It's like, oh, we got to do this all day. That's amazing.
So I watch Asian stuff in the middle of the night. Everything's sort of 12 hours, 12 hours difference there, right? So that's wild stuff, though, like for those time zones. Like, that's
cool.
I guess you get used to it from a handicapping standpoint, though, right? Like you said, just every day, whatever time things are on different times.
I'll watch the early slate of games. I'll watch the 10 a.m. kickoff games or 1 p.m. Eastern kickoff games. And then I'll usually crash during the mid window. And then I'll get up again for Sunday night football, Monday night football. So I'll get 4.5, 5 hours of sleep on an NFL night and, afternoon nap after the Sunday or Monday night game.
All right, so what are you betting on tonight? Just for the record, everybody, we got the LA Galaxy and the Whitecaps coming up here, kicking off in a couple of minutes in Los Angeles. Whitecaps without a ton of starters, but we gave it a background. They keep on finding ways to win anyways. They're plus 210 on the money line right now, and I like that, and I like that plus 0.5 goals with them as well. Like maybe they get a draw. LA Galaxy do have 2 draws in their last 4 games. So maybe LA Galaxy scratch a draw out of this, but I could see the Whitecaps winning. They've been in LA all week. No reason why they can't. They were just in LA. They just beat LAFC. There's no reason why they can't beat the Galaxy tonight. What do you have going on right now? I would say tonight, Jesse, but what do you got going on in the morning for you right now? Any live bets, baseball? What do you got going on tonight?
My day is already wrapped up. I was happy to see the Jays walk it off. However, I had the Jays for the first 5 innings, and it was scoreless. So we'll take a push there. Nothing, a push is better than a loss, I guess. We did hit with Cincinnati in the early game at Philadelphia. We had Cincinnati plus 0.5 for the first 5 innings. I try to really lean on the first 5 inning bets with baseball because they're so readily available now. And, handicapping starting pitchers as opposed to handicapping bullpens when you don't know for sure who's going to come in, when they're going to come in. I think I've been far more successful with first 5 bets than full game bets.
Anything catch your eye for Saturday's card?
Yeah, I'll be looking at maybe backing San Francisco with Webb, maybe going with a San Francisco team total. I'll be looking at the weather report, kind of digging into that one, see how this game tonight ends. But Severino, if you look at his splits, he's actually been pretty solid on the road, but in that park in Sacramento, he's just been torched.
They're down 4-0 right now, just for the record. So the Athletics put a 4 spot up in the they put 1 up in the first. They just put 3 up in the second inning. So they're up 4-0 on San Francisco right now. Verlander Cam gets hit again. We thought there could be some runs in this game, Jesse. We were talking about it earlier. The total was an even 10. It's 11.5 right now. I wouldn't be opposed to playing this over 11.5, guys. I don't think San Francisco are getting shut out tonight.
Yeah, that park is certainly a hitter's park, and anytime you got that warm air in Sacramento, the balls could be flying out of the yard pretty good.
All right, Jesse. So what do you got? I see you're wearing a Colorado jersey. What do you got going on for football season around the corner? Have you posted any futures yet?
I have. There's a story behind the Colorado jersey, Cam. I don't know how much you've dealt with Colorado fans, but that fan base the last 2 years with Deion Sanders and Shadur and Travis Hunter has been, some would say, maybe delusional. As good as Colorado was last year, the fans just thought like they're national championship material and everything. And when you're putting out football content, it's easy to piss people off because, you got two teams, you got to pick one. Whoever you pick against, their fan base comes at you pretty hard. I got into it with the Colorado fan base. They told me Colorado is going to win outright at UCF last year. I said, listen, guys, if Colorado wins outright at UCF, I'll buy myself a jersey and wear it on the show. And look at me now. I'm a proud owner of a Colorado jersey.
At least it's a nice jersey.
It is.
But coming into this year, Colorado's got big problems, right? I mean, we're going to see now with Dion. He stole one of USC's quarterback recruits, but the kid's never played. So he's got a big-time quarterback recruit. We'll give him that. But let's be real. He was carried by Shador, and he was carried by Travis Hunter. It was like, he's never coached like a team that isn't like all of his kids on the team and stuff. And it was so much about them. Like anyone that follows the recruiting trail right now, like Colorado hasn't recruited anybody, like literally anybody. Like they're just like totally just going to be transfer portal, and hope for the best. It could be a longer year. I think the party could be over in Boulder. We'll wrap up with Jesse on the other side. We got Rob Vino stepping up and in a couple of minutes. The soccer game in Los Angeles has started. Whitecaps and LA Galaxy. We're on the Whitecaps plus 210, and we're on Whitecaps plus half a goal minus 140. We'll get you caught up to date with the Chelsea game, the Dodgers, Astros. Rob Vino's going to join us. We'll talk Saturday, CFL, and more.
Pete Crow Armstrong on the mound to see what he does. Like, Ohtani just by himself at the plate is the best hitter in Major League Baseball. Let's just say keep it in the National League at this point. He's the MVP. So I can't wait till he pitches 6 innings, gives up 5 earned runs. Time they go like, I don't know if he could be the MVP now. Oh, no, he's still hitting 300 with 45 jacks and just pitched 6 innings in a Major League Baseball game. And people are going to hold that against him.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
You want to take that gap year and trade LeBron James somewhere and get value, legitimate value for a 41-year-old player, LeBron James, I still think, in return. I think you have to explore that because if LeBron wants to win a title, we've heard so much buzz for, I think, 3 or 4 years now, Kevin, about Stephen Curry and LeBron James wanting to eventually play together. This might be that moment here. If you're the Golden State Warriors, why not make that call? I think that's something to watch out for.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
Saying I like their odds because I think they're insane at this point, but I do think they are a very viable option.
I don't even think their odds are that insane. Honestly, they won 64 games.
So you like this move for them?
Well, so the odds,
regardless of the odds, just from a basketball.
Yeah, the odds have nothing to do with it. They won 64 games. They were eliminated by the Pacers, who lost Halliburton. The other 60-win team was the Celtics, and they lost Tatum. Like I think,
and the Knicks don't have a coach.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
Well, all that talk about Vancouver and LA, the LA Galaxy scored in the second minute of the game. Just boom, right away. Now Vancouver are pressing, but I wouldn't write Vancouver off, though. They're off and down, and they've come back quite a bit this year, although this is like not far from their A team on the pitch tonight. In-game total went to 3.5 suddenly. Over 3.5 is, I didn't play the total, but now it's minus 138 to the over. Under 3.5 is plus 100. This might be one of these games where the goals start to open up, but not an ideal start. I'm not very happy. I just put a play in too on the. I wish I would have not gotten it in. Like, oh God, here's LA again. All right, Vancouver better wake up here because LA nearly just scored again, but they didn't. Chelsea have taken a 2-1 lead though. Chelsea have taken a 2-1 lead. We're in the 83rd minute. Yeah, I was just going to say, well, let's go over to the Chelsea game. Chelsea now up 2-1, 83rd minute. It still says 4 shots on target. I don't know how the hell they could have 4.
Yeah, that's a goal.
4.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like,
Have to be
it said
5.
4 forever here, Cam. How's that possible? Like, what, a shot on target, they just score.
I'm going to tell you, Gabe, in the NHL, shots on goal, like I'm watching games going, these guys are off all the time. Mostly on the most popular bet guy. It's a very dangerous game you're playing with the shots on goal. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, these shots
Very
on target
arbitrary.
props, frustrating. All right, Jesse. I know you like to bet on the CFL. Rob Vino's going to join us in a couple of minutes. So we're going to hit CFL with Rob. We always talk about it every Friday. You got the BC Lions tomorrow, the Montreal Alouettes. Nate Rourke is back. Starting quarterback Nate Rourke is back for BC, and Davis Alexander is not for Montreal. McLeod Bethel Thompson will be the starting quarterback tomorrow. BC, though, are only 2.5-point underdogs. Total is 49 right now. And then you got the Ottawa Red Blacks, -1.5. Their starting quarterback, Drew Brown, will be back. And Edmonton will be has Trey Ford going again. Edmonton looking for their first win of the season. 1.5-point underdogs. Totals 52. Any thoughts on the 2 CFL games, Jesse?
Yeah, well, I was fading BC with Jeremiah Masoli in there, but with Nathan Rourke back, assuming he's fully healthy, I mean, I think he was close to going the last 2 weeks, and they held him back. So if Rourke's healthy, I might be convinced to jump back on BC with their starting quarterback in the lineup.
Yeah, it's an interesting game. The thing with Nate Rourke back in the lineup is it doesn't change the fact that BC can't tackle anybody. Right, so their secondary gets beat up because teams soften them up with the run. They're bad against the run. That 2.5 is pretty low right now. All right, Jesse. So before we get you out of here, you took a look at the Boise State Broncos post Ashton Genty. What do you think of? They're going to be going into this new Pac-12 next year, but what do you think of Boise this year?
Yeah, I think everybody thinks that losing Ashton Genty is going to kill Boise State, and surely they can't repeat a 12-2 season with a first-round bye in the playoffs. But they got a guy by the name of Sire Gaines, and write that name down because this kid averaged 7.8 yards per carry in limited action last year. He steps in for a Boise State team that's like running back you. You look at the current Boise State Broncos running backs in the NFL right now. You got guys like George Halani with the Seahawks, undrafted. You got Genty, you know, McNichols. There's a handful of guys, 4 or 5 guys from Boise State. They continue to churn out excellent running backs. They still have that offensive line. They're getting their quarterback back. They got an extremely soft schedule. So my money's on Boise State at plus 190 to make the playoffs. I just don't see any way they don't get in there. And I think they're going to surprise a few people how they don't drop off.
Interesting. You know what? I don't disagree with you. Ashton Genty was great, but the conference that they play in and the teams that they play, it'll be next man up. And the next kid will put up 13, 14.
Let me point something out. Christian McCaffrey in 2016 ran for 1,600 yards in his final season with Stanford. You know what happened the next year? Bryce Love went off for over 2,000 yards.
Yeah, I think, like I said, it's a byproduct. Like I said, too, you're playing against Hawaii, right? You're playing against the Colorado States of the world. So I don't think there's going to be a massive drop-off either. And on the flip side of this, I don't think Genty's going to light the NFL up. Genty's not he's not Saquon Barkley, guys. He's not like a generational player, in my opinion. Like, he's not a generational athlete, put it that way. Like, it's not like, he's not Bo Jackson. He's not even Reggie Bush. Like, he's not. He played on Boise State. They had a great line. They played a terrible schedule against bad teams. And now he's going to be in the NFL. I'm not saying he's a bust or anything like that, but he's not, to me, he's not some he's not like a franchise changer. He'll be good with the Raiders, but Jesse, where can people find you online?
Only at wagertalk.com.
Only at Wager Talk. Exclusive.
Only-
Wager Talk.
Exclusive deal. That was awesome.
Oh, Vancouver. Is that going to be a penalty? Come on. Jesse, it's good to catch up with you. Thanks for taking the time to be with us. Looking good in the Buffalo jersey. Don't upset.
Yeah,
we'll
thanks
see
for
what
having me,
fans
guys.
you upset next.
Florida State fans aren't going to like me much.
Nah, they don't like anybody. Thanks, Jesse.
Like anybody. Tallahassee. That's the best.
They get upset about everything, and it's easy to take shots at them. We got Rob Vino ready to step up and in. Right now, we got a 1-0 game right now. LA Galaxy. We're in the 10th minute, and Chelsea took that 2-1 lead on Palmeiras, and this game is coming down to the wire. They're in the 88th minute. Right now, 2-1 Minnesota Wild over Dallas. And in fact, I think they just won, actually. Man, plus 140. We talked about that. Colorado losing the game right now. I didn't trust them at minus 150. They're losing to Kansas City 1-0 in the 52nd minute. The MLS is whacked. And one thing with the MLS now, too, guys, I'm not going to say it's like betting on preseason games, but we're betting on teams like you've got all these other things going on. Like these teams are all very, very shorthanded right now. At least some of them are, and it shows with some of them. And it's an advantage for others. And the CFL game is done. We had a complete track meet. I tell you what, though, how about the score, guys, in Los Angeles right now? 13-1 Houston Astros.
Over, baby.
Pete Crow Armstrong on the mound to see what he does. Like, Ohtani just by himself at the plate is the best hitter in Major League Baseball. Let's just say keep it in the National League at this point. He's the MVP. So I can't wait till he pitches 6 innings, he gives up 5 earned runs. Time they go like, I don't know if he can be the MVP now. Oh, no, he's still hitting 300 with 45 jacks and just pitched 6 innings in a Major League Baseball game. And people are going to hold that against him.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
You want to take that gap year and trade LeBron James somewhere and get value, legitimate value for a 41-year-old player, LeBron James, I still think, in return. I think you have to explore that because if LeBron wants to win a title, we've heard so much buzz for, I think, 3 or 4 years now, Kevin, about Stephen Curry and LeBron James wanting to eventually play together. This might be that moment here. If you're the Golden State Warriors, why not make that call? I think that's something to watch out for.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
Saying I like their odds because I think they're insane at this point, but I do think they are a very viable option.
I don't even think their odds are that insane, honestly. They won 64 games.
So you like this move for them?
Well, so the odds...
Regardless of the odds, just from a basketball.
Yeah, the odds have nothing to do with it. They won 64 games. They were eliminated by the Pacers, who lost Halliburton. The other 60-win team was the Celtics, and they lost Tatum. Like I think...
And the Knicks don't have a coach.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
Well, I kidded earlier about Lance McCullers pitching well tonight, and I faded him. And we said, Lance McCullers, over 2.5 earned runs. Come on. That's going to be an easy bet. Nothing's easy in sports betting, as we see, except the fact that we did say, hey, the total's 11.5 right now in game, but there's no reason why there's not going to be more runs. I thought the Dodgers would be the ones to respond and put a couple of runs up, but they haven't, and they're getting lit up right now. 13-1 for the Houston Astros. 13-1 for the Astros. In-game total is currently 18.5 right now. Let's bring in a man that likes to bet totals, and he also likes the Los Angeles Dodgers on this 4th of July. Happy 4th of July, Rob. Thanks for joining us on a holiday edition extended show tonight. Good to see you. How you doing tonight, Rob?
We're good tonight, Gabe. Thanks for having me on again. Like you say, the Canadian Football League tonight, nice and easy. Simple 51-38 game gets you to the over. I had the Hamilton team total over 28.5, and they were there almost immediately. So it couldn't have worked out any better. And for the Dodgers, that's not a nice look, 13-1 down. I happened to get involved in that Arizona game. They had 8 runs in the first couple of innings, over 8.5 in that one. So kind of happy with that play as well.
Well, this is something we're not going to say often, and we're not going to get an opportunity often. The Dodgers are plus 12.5 runs. They just locked it because, of course, they did. But let's see what they do when they unlock this. The Dodgers plus 12.5 runs right now. Houston just put up another 6. And they're still batting, actually. So they're in the 6th inning, and they've already got 6 up, 13-1. But we hit the run in the first inning. Yes, we hit the over in game, 11.5 to the over. I'd like to see Mookie Betts get a double or something like that. They hit the total bases here. But the CFL game was a fun one tonight. And just wild stuff, Rob. I got to be honest. I owe Bo Levi Mitchell an apology. Coming into the year, I didn't think very highly of it. And in fact, you and I were on the same page. Very Kirk Cousins-like. Between the 20s, when it matters, he's not going to get it done. Last 2 weeks, let's give him credit. I mean, all right, you can say, well, tonight the Argos defense isn't very good. Well, he threw 5 touchdown passes, and they were like bullets. There were a couple of them that were like tightly placed, like just sharp football by Bo Levi. And then you say, all right, Argos suck. Well, last week he carved up the Alouettes. And what I like, guys, is last week against the Alouettes, they just took what the Alouettes gave them. They knew. They were like, listen, this Alouette defensive line is going to murder us. So let's get rid of the ball right away. And Milanovic had a great game plan, Rob. The dink and dunk was so frustrating for the Alouettes last week, and it worked. This week, they had the confidence to just say, you know what, let's just air it out against this defense. They did. This is the offense they were hoping like 3 years ago when they brought Bo Levi Mitchell in before he got hurt all the time. And they bring in Lawler and White and all these guys. They're starting to look like a pretty potent offense, Rob, right now, this Ticats offense.
Yeah, and smart game planning, Gabe, because I think Toronto was last in the CFL in plays of 20 yards or more allowed. Gave up a bunch of 20 versus the run, even more of over 30 versus the pass. So to attack them deep was pretty good game planning here. Obviously, Kenny Lawler makes a great contested catch for the first touchdown, keeps his balance on the second touchdown. Looked like his knee was going to touch, but he held himself up and got to the end zone. I think when you go back to last week real quick, Gabe, that's kind of what pointed me towards Hamilton going over their team total tonight. Toronto, it's another reason why when you handicap these games, you can't really look at overall season-long statistics because Toronto would show better pass defense-wise in their overall statistics. But Dustin Crum didn't perform that badly against them last week, and Dustin Crum's been miserable for the most part. So you start adding things up a little bit. As you said, Bo Levi Mitchell carves up Montreal, taking what they gave him. Hamilton's the number 1 passing team in the league at almost 300 yards per game. And it all worked out to form. So move on to the next game, and we'll see. Matchups count in these games. You have to kind of put these teams together and see what they can do and what the other side can't do and fit it together.
I was joking earlier about the stupid $10 safety net. Well, I lost that parlay, that same game parlay I played, and now I just got it. So I'm like, all right, I'll take it.
Yeah, safety bet.
I made the bet.
Put a parlay together.
As I made the bet. Yeah, I put my bet in. They said, oh, you have a $10 safety thing that we just gave from the Chelsea game. I'm like, yeah, whatever. All right. But I just took under 3.5 in the Whitecap game, under 3.5 in the Whitecaps in the Galaxy in-game. And corner kicks, I like Galaxy already have 3 corner kicks. Normally, the Whitecaps are the king of corner kicks, but they got 8 starters out tonight. So it is what it is. All right, we'll hit the BC Lions and the Alouettes and more on the other side. Let's roll.
He throw Armstrong on the mound to see what he does. Like, Ohtani, just by himself at the plate, is the best hitter in Major League Baseball. Let's just say, keep it in the National League at this point. He's the MVP. So I can't wait till he pitches 6 innings, he gives up 5 earned runs. Time they go like, I don't know if he could be the MVP now. Oh, no, he's still hitting 300 with 45 jacks and just pitched 6 innings in a Major League Baseball game. And people are going to hold that against him.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
You want to take that gap year and trade LeBron James somewhere and get value, legitimate value for a 41-year-old player, LeBron James, I still think, in return. I think you have to explore that, because if LeBron wants to win a title, we've heard so much buzz for, I think, 3 or 4 years now, Kevin, about Stephen Curry and LeBron James wanting to eventually play together. This might be that moment here. If you're the Golden State Warriors, why not make that call? I think that's something to watch out for.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
Saying I like their odds because I think they're insane at this point, but I do think they are a very viable option.
I don't even think their odds are that insane. Honestly, they won 64 games.
So you like this move for them?
Well, so the odds,
regardless of the odds, just from a basketball.
Yeah, the odds have nothing to do with it. They won 64 games. They were eliminated by the Pacers, who lost Halliburton. The other 60-win team was the Celtics, and they lost Tatum. Like I think,
and the Knicks don't have a coach.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
All right, we're into level 4. If you're just joining us, we've been with you since 8 o'clock tonight. We're throwing it down. It's the 4th of July special, 4-hour 4th of July special. Thanks to all of our guests for joining us so far this evening. We got Rob Vino in the house with us right now. I am Gabriel Morency, Sirius XM Channel 159, SportsGrid Radio and Television Network. Tony Finn will join us later. 1-0 for LA Galaxy right now over the Whitecaps in the 22nd minute of this game. Chelsea. And Chelsea have won the Club World Cup before. Chelsea get it done. We have a 2-1 final score. So Chelsea advance. So we'll now play Fluminense in the semifinal of the Club World Cup. And now we got the group of death coming tomorrow with PSG and Bayern Munich and Real Madrid and Borussia Dortmund tomorrow. So soccer fans, we got some good stuff coming over the weekend. Baseball, the Dodgers are getting murdered. 17-1 right now, bottom of the 6th inning. 17-1. McCullers has been terrible, of course, until tonight. In-game total is now 21.5. And so bottom of the 6th. And, Rob, you were saying earlier, man, there could be more runs in this game. Dave Roberts has shown time and time again. It's Kiki Hernandez. Kiki Hernandez, bro, the Players Union are almost going to have to designate him as a pitcher. He's pitched so much this year. Like, what, it's going to be his, 5th appearance or something like that. And it upsets people all the time because he goes out there and he mimics Ohtani and he does stuff. And but the Dodgers are smart to just sort of pack up the tents in these games. Do you think it's crazy to bet over 21.5 here? We're at 18 right now in the bottom of the 6th.
No, I wouldn't think so. Honestly, there's probably a couple coming out of LA. And, Kike, the one night I saw him throw relief and he struck somebody out and he was celebrating, and about 5 minutes later, he's giving up a grand slam. So, there's more coming from the Houston side, too, because those bats, I know, just playing baseball all the way up to college, you see a pitcher like that on the hill, you want to pad your stats. So I'm sure Houston gets themselves a couple of more here.
And another thing about Houston, guys, you guys know, the Dodgers are the kings, right? We got Ohtani, Freeman, every super team, World Series champions. This is what Houston likes to do. They're one of those teams. They lay it on thick. They'll stop. They want to pound the crap out of you. They're not that's the thing, Gabe. They're not going to stop trying to score runs. That's what they do. Well, like Rob said, that's the thing with baseball, guys. It's the most individualistic sport, right? Most games would be like if a team's getting killed,
it'd be like, wow, the game's over. And they're not, you know what I mean? They're just going to pack it up. Baseball, you don't. The players, whatever. Like, this is what I always talk about, like players on bad teams. If you're on a bad team, you hit 330, you're going to be on a good team soon, right? And even if you're on a bad team and you're hitting 330 or whatever, you hit 33 home runs, you're going to make money. So like Rob said, it's all about money, right? And putting numbers up, right? So they don't want to ease up. They want to pad it more. Like, they want to get to 30 if they can and you know, just help their average, help their numbers. So hopefully the Dodgers, I just bet it, over 21.5. They just moved it to 22.5 because the Dodgers have a runner on first and third now, but there is 2 out. 22.5 plus 115 to the
They
over.
moved it to 22.5 because they know it's your money, Gabe. They respect your money. Push it to 22.5.
They're screwing you.
No, if they knew it was me, they would have moved it to 14.5.
They profile us. Yeah, they do.
That would have been fade him. I swear to God, it's happened like 4 times this week where I bet something and 10 minutes later, like I could have got a better number on a soccer goal. I'm like, are they just like taunting me now with this stuff? 6-0 Athletics. I'm going soccer style. 6-0 Athletics over San Francisco. That total is 11.5. What do you think about that one, Rob? Everyone was liking the over 10 in this game. We're at 6 right now, mid-4. So the Athletics are coming up, bottom of the 4th.
Yeah, that ballpark, right? It just breeds overs, so it's hard to play anything under in that particular ballpark in Sacramento. You know, Oakland's got some big bets. I don't know, Jack Sears, how long is he going to go and keep San Francisco shut out too? So I don't know. It's a lot of baseball left to play that thing under, Gabe. I'd have to play over.
The BC Lions and the Montreal Alouettes tomorrow. So we've had 2 games in the CFL. Last night's game just creeped over the number. Well, there were 51.5s early, 50.5, 51.5s earlier in the week, but it got to 53. And then tonight it obviously sailed over the number. It's pretty crazy, guys. You figure, like, after all this in the CFL, but there's only actually been 18 games this year, which it feels like, I tell you what, like, if I had hair, like my stress level, Rob, it feels like more than 18 games off of my lifetime. Like, you know what I mean? Like the amount of hours I've watched all 18 games. I've had a lot of money. Like, it's been very stressful, 18 games. But it's 11-7 to the over now. So that's the number, 11-7 to the over. And in fact, it's actually correlated. The favorites are now 11-7 ATS as well. So there's your CFL trend update. 11-7 to the over, favorites 11-7 ATS. Tomorrow we get the BC Lions, who aren't a very good football team this year. And they're only 2.5-point underdogs against a very good Montreal Alouette team. But people, Rob, appear to not like what they saw from McLeod Bethel Thompson last week. It's in Montreal. McLeod Bethel Thompson starting again. The Alouettes are also missing one of their star wide receivers in Austin Mack tomorrow night. But the BC Lions get their guy back in Nathan Rourke. But they're going to be without their star defensive lineman, Matthew Betts. There's a lot of storylines in this game, Rob. And I just, I'm really not a McLeod Bethel Thompson guy. But I just keep coming back to, like, why is this spread only 2.5? This is a Nate Rourke overreaction, in my opinion. Total 49. What do you think of the game?
Yeah, it could be a Nate Rourke overreaction. We see that all the time in every sport now, Gabe. Injury just moves the point spread and a lot of times total to probably over excessive amounts. But I looked at the total here for a couple of reasons. Montreal, I think if we asked 100 people following the CFL, best defense in the CFL, Montreal, you probably get that answer 80 times out of 100. Yet the last couple of weeks, Montreal's given up 63 points, 723 yards, 519 through the air. So in my mind, Nate Rourke back is obviously, it's a world of difference, right? Having him in this week, I figure BC can move the football. And on the other side of the line, you were just talking about it off air with me and Cam. This rush defense for BC, whether or not Austin Mack was going to be available in this game, I don't know that it matters too much because Montreal can balance that offense out with the running game here. That BC giving up 140 a game on the ground, it's a ton of yardage. I know when we're talking off air again, tackling's been an issue for BC. So I think both sides can score. It wouldn't surprise me if this game got into the mid-50s. I think BC their offense will pick right back up again. I'm just not impressed with Montreal the last couple of weeks defensively, tell you the truth. And yet the first 2 weeks, I was super impressed. That defensive line, in fact, maybe they took a page from last week's game, I think, again, when we were talking, you hit on a key subject here that Hamilton decided we're going to use the quick game and just negate that rush. And Nate Rourke's pretty good at the quick game. And so, I think if they went through some game film, we might see a little of that tomorrow.
I do like the over here as well, due to the fact as even when McLeod Bethel tops, it'll be better this time. If it isn't, then he's got a problem. Right? All right, that was his first start. Now I got another week here to prepare for this game. And with the exception of week one, the game I was at, the Snoop Dogg game, where they held Edmonton to like 16 or 17 or whatever, the other three games, they've given up in the mid-30s in every game, BC. So you figure, and Montreal's defense will be in a bad mood after last week. And even with Masoli, they still managed to put some points up and go over the number and just miss the total in the other game. So we'll hit this some more. On the other side, we'll get Cam's pick for this one. Red Blacks and Elks. We'll get caught up with the John Deere, baseball, and more.
Enter into the magical world of McLuck.com, where even the smallest of spins can win real cash prizes. Adventure into over 1,000 of the best Vegas-style slot games. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your free welcome offer today. Join the fun where winners play and players win.
Two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity. I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What?
How do you do this one?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune in to Game Time Decisions weekdays on SportsGrid.
The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
Rearranging that riff. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
Just a little flyer, couple of 15.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. That's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip, try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Lost Pages. Let's get lucky.
All right, in-game live continues. I'm Gabriel Morency. I was telling Rob Vino about the story about the person winning $1 million at my local store, Rob, tonight. And, you know, what are the odds? It's never going to happen again, so I'm screwed. And it's almost like finding someone else that won the Powerball at your local corner store, and it wasn't you, Rob. You know what I'm saying? It's like somehow I feel bitter about this. I'm like Elaine. I'm like Elaine when George got married. I'm feeling bitterness and envy.
Ken needs to
She's
share.
like, "You happy for your friend at all?" No, I'm not.
No.
She tells the rabbi, "No, he's an idiot. He doesn't deserve this."
All winners tonight. Exactly. He's an idiot. All winners were from British Columbia tonight. It was like BC night. Usually they have Saskatchewan, Manitoba. It was a British Columbia night. All winners of the contest are from BC.
And Rob, I was talking about it live. I was like, I tried to get into this contest, and a lady told me, I got to enter online. And I went online, and I was like, I don't know how the hell to enter this thing. I was trying to figure it out. And as I'm talking about it, it happens. And I'm like, and then they put it up on the screen, the store. I'm like, oh, my God, it's my store. You can't make this up, Rob. I was at the BC Lion game 2 weeks ago, last week, whatever, their last home game. And I played a bunch of those 50-50 tickets. Mm-hmm. And a girl I know, a friend of mine, actually won instead of me. Yeah. I'm happier for her than I am for Roy Lister.
Yeah, Roy Lister. Sounds made up. Roy. He won $1 million.
Yeah, the guy's name was Roy Lister. Rob.
That's his reaction. I hear Gabe,
Roy Lister.
I hear Gabe talking.
Sounds like you show up. I'm here to claim my $1 million. Yes. What's your name, Roy Lister?
The best is you in the other room, Morency. I can hear you. Hey, honey, you know that girl? It's our grocery store. That stupid contest. Like, Roy Lister, going nuts in the break. I'm like, you go, Roy Lister. That sounds made up. That's fake.
He's gonna make me mad. I gotta go to the store after the show tonight. I gotta go pick a couple of things up after this.
Just one tip.
I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna go. You guys know any Roy Lister? Is there a Roy regular around here?
You're gonna rob Roy. Put on the mask. Hey, Roy, you coming to collect from Save On?
And you win free groceries for a year too.
Yep.
Yeah, but I think the fine print says like $1,000 a month or something in groceries.
Yeah,
like,
that's the thing. You can't go in there and go.
You can't show up, Cam, with 4 grocery carts and steaks. Like, all right,
that's what I do,
guys.
You guys have a big rack of like prime rib and T-bone, like the most expensive cuts, and I just fill my cart. Yeah, you're right, Gabe. There's a explanation. You can only do so much, but I try to rob them pretty hard.
So Saturday Night Football tomorrow. You know what? Just so I'm not an idiot, and I got burnt once by doing this year. When people warned me about that Calgary weather game against Ottawa, and I was like, how bad could it be, Rob? I remember I was like, it's the summer, whatever. It's raining. People were like, hey, Morency, it's raining a lot in Calgary this morning, and I dismissed it. I was like, so what? Like, it'll stop. Like, and it's a little bit of rain. I'm watching a game, and it's like a freaking, it looks like a hurricane in Oklahoma or something, right? Like stuff like blowing away, and I'm like, oh my God. So let me just double check the weather in Montreal here, not to be an idiot, because this is an outdoor game. I'm assuming it's hot and sunny in Montreal.
Yeah.
All right, Montreal, well, you never know, though. Montreal weather. Yeah, look at this. Yeah. Saturday, 20% chance of rain. See? They got to check. But winds not a problem. Winds 7 miles an hour, 20% chance of rain. Ooh, it's going to be a steamer tomorrow. 81 degrees in Montreal tomorrow. Montreal's a humid city, too. So, Rob, you say the over. Cam, what's your pick for BC and Montreal?
I'm not just, I can understand the over. I worry about the total a little bit just because I think Montreal will be punting a lot, and BC, you know what I mean? Montreal's D is going to be angry after that way they played against Hamilton, but I am taking the BC Lions. It is a leap of faith, and I get it. But the way watching Bethel Thompson play and the mistakes he made, I think BC is going to be in some good positions. And Rob brought up a great point too, Gabe. That's one thing Rourke does. You know what I mean? The quick hitches, the quick runs. That's what BC has to do. Beat them with the screens, speed game, bam, right up the middle. That's what they can do. And I think BC's defense will be a little bit better. Don't they historically play well in Montreal too? Like they, for some reason, that's my recollection. Anyway, I'm taking the BC Lions. Just give me the damn points.
Sunday night football, we wrap up the weekend with the Ottawa Red Blacks. They get former Oklahoma State Cowboy Drew Brown back at quarterback, and he's developed into a good CFL quarterback. He's one of these guys that, I don't know who's an NFL comparison. You know what? I'm not saying he's you call him like the CFL's Baker Mayfield, Rob. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's one of these dudes, Drew Brown, that you look at his numbers and his stats. It's like, yeah, okay, he's all right. But he means something to that team. And I don't know if it's not just that, Dustin Crum isn't that good, can't throw the ball, or the other Schultz that they rolled out there, CFL backup lifer. they seem to gravitate around him, Rob, Drew Brown. Like, he does provide a spark for that team, but they're a flawed football team. They do have other injuries. Edmonton are always sort of in games, but they find a way not to win it. My gut tells me Edmonton shows up on Sunday night against Drew Brown and company. Total 52 right now, Rob. What do you think about Sunday night football?
Yeah, and the comparison between Mayfield and Drew Brown, Gabe, probably just stature-wise, right? They're both like 6-footers, 6'1" tops. They don't really see over top of the defensive lines. They throw through lanes really well. Drew Brown's really accurate, and it's like a 3-step upgrade from what we saw at Dustin Crum the last couple of weeks. That receiving core is killer, right? Addison, Hardy, Lewis, even Pimpleton. You got a shot to score on every play with that receiving core, and having their quarterback back. I think he threw for over 400 in game 1 before he got hurt, right? So I don't know if Edmonton's secondary holds up here against the Ottawa offense. But that being said, I could see Trey Ford, the dual threat, causing a lot of trouble for Ottawa, Gabe. I don't know that they're that good at defending these dual threat quarterbacks, to tell you the truth. And to your point, Edmonton offensively, really, to me, they're coming on lately. Been better and better. That last quarter against Montreal was really good. So I think it gets over again. I would be over 52 in that game for sure.
Rob Vino in the house with us. We'll wrap up with a quick college football look ahead, maybe a little baseball with Rob. We got Tony Finn stepping up and in a couple of minutes. We got a 1-0 game in LA still. Galaxy leading the Whitecaps in the 41st minute now.
Pete Crow Armstrong on the mound to see what he does. Like, Ohtani just by himself at the plate is the best hitter in Major League Baseball. Let's just say keep it in the National League at this point. He's the MVP. So I can't wait till he pitches 6 innings, gives up 5 earned runs. Time they go like, I don't know if he could be the MVP now. Oh no, he's still hitting 300 with 45 jacks and just pitched 6 innings in a Major League Baseball game. And people are going to hold that against him.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
You want to take that gap year and trade LeBron James somewhere and get value, legitimate value for a 41-year-old player, LeBron James, I still think, in return. I think you have to explore that, because if LeBron wants to win a title, we've heard so much buzz for, I think, 3 or 4 years now, Kevin, about Stephen Curry and LeBron James wanting to eventually play together. This might be that moment here. If you're the Golden State Warriors, why not make that call? I think that's something to watch out for.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
Saying I like their odds because I think they're insane at this point, but I do think they are a very viable option.
I don't even think their odds are that insane, honestly. They won 64 games.
So you like this move for them?
Well, so the odds...
Regardless of the odds, just from a basketball.
Yeah, the odds have nothing to do with it. They won 64 games. They were eliminated by the Pacers, who lost Halliburton. The other 60-win team was the Celtics, and they lost Tatum. Like, I think...
And the Knicks don't have a coach.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
We're rolling along here on this 4th of July. We've been with you since 8 o'clock Eastern. We'll be here until midnight tonight. We hope you enjoyed the show. Shout out to our boy Fred Courier in Buffalo. I know tuning in by the lakeside, he said, tonight. Mike Parsons in the Boston area as well. Everybody in our chat kicking with us this evening. Sebastian Fluffhead in the house. What's up, Fluffhead?
I like Fluffhead.
Big Iron Scruff, Sebastian. Gino. What's up, Gino? Gino in Philadelphia. And everybody else who's in the chat earlier, I don't see. So we got Rob Vino for a couple more minutes with us. So, yeah, there should be some points Sunday night football as well. Rob, college football, it's around the corner. And I'm ready to pick up my my Phil Steele. I haven't gotten it yet. I got to get that. I noticed that if you buy the magazine, you get the digital version as well, actually, which I didn't realize last year. I was an idiot. Like, I bought the digital version last year, and I was mad I didn't have the magazine. And so now it's like this year, I was like, I want the magazine this year, old school. I want it in my hands instead of online. And it said if you buy the hard copy of the magazine, you get the digital version as well. So I didn't hit click yet. I was going to do it this weekend, but I have kicked the tires quite a bit on college football. Are there any college football futures, Rob, or teams that you've got circled?
Man, I'm glad you asked me because that's what I prepped for during the break here for you, Gabe. I bet LSU over 8.5 wins. Just thought that number was light. You're asking LSU to be a 9-4 team. I think they're a very good team this year. Offensively, defensively, they should be better. And I'll give you one from a non-power conference. I bet, and believe me, I'm no Butch Jones fan. Butch Jones, it's crazy that I'm betting Brian Kelly and Butch Jones. Butch Jones is from the Brian Kelly tree.
And they're both buddies. Yeah, they're buddies. They follow it exactly. And I was going to say, when I was a Butch Jones fan, Central Michigan. Right?
Yeah.
But he was good. But he's one of these dudes. He was in way over his head in the SEC. It's like McElwain. Same thing. Central Michigan. He went to Florida. It was like, yeah, listen, bro, this ain't like we're not playing Eastern Michigan. We're playing Tennessee. Right? Like, we got problems here. So, but you're talking about liking Butch Jones's team this year. Tell us why.
Well, the number is 5.5. They're plus 150. And if you just go through the Sun Belt schedule, I'm of the opinion that they're one of the 3 best teams in that league. So they could probably pick up 5 Sun Belt wins. You look at the non-conference. Of course, the non-conference is never going to be easy for a Sun Belt team because they go after it against those SEC teams a little bit. They schedule hard. But Southeast Missouri is on there. Looks like a pretty easy win. So to get the 6, to be a 6-7 team, over 5.5 wins at plus 150, just seemed crazy to me. Love the quarterback there, Jalen Raynor. It'll be his 3rd year, dual threat type of guy. Hopefully the accuracy has improved a little bit. He's accurate enough, but he could be better. I think those 2 plays, betting quarterbacks here too, because Nussmeier on the LSU side and, of course, Jalen Raynor on the Arkansas State side. I thought both of those were good future plays.
Arkansas State over 5.5 is plus money as well at plus 145. Illinois is a team that there's a buzz about, Rob. Last year it was Indiana, right? And Indiana sort of, that sort of, people are looking at that playoff sleeper, the Big Ten. Who's that 4th Big Ten team to backdoor this? Illinois' win total is 7.5. I think that's more doable. I'm not fully buying in about the playoffs for Illinois, but are you buying or selling that Illinois? Are you buying into this Illinois trendy stuff this year? A lot of returning starters.
Yeah, and I'll go as far as to say that, when with Bielema, you're always going to get better as as his tenure's going on at that university. It's gotten better and better, and now maybe 3 years in, 4 years in, Gabe, now one or the other for him at this place. They're all his guys. Portal is his. His systems are locked in place. So I couldn't bet against him at that number. I'll give you one more real quick that everybody seems to be really, really high on is Texas Tech. And Texas Tech's total is over 8.5 here, minus 124. Obviously, the Big 12 has some decent teams. But if Texas Tech is what everybody thinks they are, and I'm going to dive into it a little bit more, then perhaps 9-4 isn't too hard for them either. This isn't the SEC or the Big 10, the Big 12. It's always winnable.
Yeah, Texas Tech, though, are one of those buyer's remorse teams. They're like the Arizona Cardinals or something. Like, I think the Cardinals break through this year. You know what I'm saying? I have a bad association with Texas Tech. I've liked Texas, over the years. I've been on the wrong side of believing in Texas Tech, but I've heard the same thing. People like them due to the schedule as well at 8.5. UCLA Bruins 4.5. Scrappy team last year. I remember you liked them to the under, Rob, but they recruited well. They bring in Nico at quarterback as well.
Pete Crow Armstrong on the mound to see what he does. Like, Ohtani just by himself at the plate is the best hitter in Major League Baseball. Let's just say keep it in the National League at this point. He's the MVP. So I can't wait till he pitches 6 innings, gives up 5 earned runs. Time they go like, I don't know if he could be the MVP now. Oh no, he's still hitting 300 with 45 jacks and just pitched 6 innings in a Major League Baseball game. And people are going to hold that against him.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
You want to take that gap year and trade LeBron James somewhere and get value, legitimate value for a 41-year-old player, LeBron James, I still think, in return. I think you have to explore that because if LeBron wants to win a title, we've heard so much buzz for, I think, 3 or 4 years now, Kevin, about Stephen Curry and LeBron James wanting to eventually play together. This might be that moment here. If you're the Golden State Warriors, why not make that call? I think that's something to watch out for.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
Saying I like their odds because I think they're insane at this point, but I do think they are a very viable option.
I don't even think their odds are that insane, honestly. They won 64 games.
So you like this move for them?
Well, so the odds...
Regardless of the odds, just from a basketball.
Yeah, the odds have nothing to do with it. They won 64 games. They were eliminated by the Pacers, who lost Halliburton. The other 60-win team was the Celtics, and they lost Tatum. Like I think...
And the Knicks don't have a coach.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
All right, In-Game Live continues, 4th of July edition. I'm Gabriel Morency, SportsGrid Radio and Television Network, Sirius XM Channel 159. Just quickly talking about UCLA. Last year, they had a killer schedule where they were flying like 33,000 miles or whatever. Like, the football team just dealt with it. Mick Cronin cried about it all year. I've seen the Statue of Liberty 3 times. Like, well, you're in the Big Ten now, bro. Like, you should have stayed in the Pac-12. So, but our boy Steve B in Master Control just commented during the break about UCLA. He goes, "Oh, UCLA have a soft schedule to start the season," and no, they don't. I'll disagree. Utah, you got to deal with the Utah Utes. Let's call that game a toss-up. All right, in Los Angeles. I can't believe they're opening the season like that, but there it is. So Utah, UCLA, old school Pac-12, except now it's Big 12 versus Big 10. After that, they go to UNLV. All right, we'll see what they're doing there with Mullins taking over, although I get the feeling that Mullins is going to go backwards, not forwards. All right, you got Sheriff Lobo. That's a win. Then it's UCLA Northwestern. Like, that first 4 games, not easy. Penn State at UCLA. Dear God. UCLA at Michigan State. That's not easy. Aiden Childs is going to be good this year. Maryland at UCLA, toss-up. UCLA at Indiana. Nebraska at UCLA. UCLA, Ohio State. Washington at UCLA. UCLA, USC. I'm going to pass on the UCLA total. I'll just take the points.
I agree. I think I want to keep going under. I don't know. That schedule.
Well, they could get to 5, but that's not an easy schedule, Rob, they got there. There's a lot of tough teams in there, bro.
That is definitely. I mean, there's some automatic losses you could see in there. Indiana's probably going to be as good, if not better. Penn State, Ohio State. They certainly didn't avoid anybody, right?
Washington. Yeah, they don't play Michigan. They don't play the Oregon Ducks. They don't play Michigan, but they get Penn State. They get Ohio State. USC is going to be a tough one, obviously. The Washington Huskies, I think, are a sleeper, dangerous team this year. Not national. Yeah, Nebraska, exactly. Like Nebraska, Washington, not national championship good guys, but can win football game good. All right, so last baseball check on the way out here is 18-1 still. I need some runs here. I need some runs with the Astros and Dodgers. 18-1, we're at 19. Kansas City's up 9-3 on the D-backs and 6-0 still for the Athletics. We're at halftime of the soccer game. 1-0 for LA Galaxy right now. So, Rob, before we get you out of here, I want to confirm this, but I'm pretty sure it's Ohtani's birthday tomorrow. Like I saw earlier in the week that he's starting on his birthday. So you have the Ohtani birthday push here, coming off an absolute blowout win. Man, we're walking right into a Dodger bet tomorrow, aren't we? And I'm sure Tony Finn will be right there with us in a couple of minutes. But Dodgers are currently -150. It is Valdez, and the Astros are now 17-5 in their last 22 games.
They're playing terrific right now. Houston is, honestly. And for Los Angeles, who knows? Is there a pitch count on Ohtani tomorrow? I mean, I'm not so sure. They're not really going to throw him deep into the game, I wouldn't think. But his bat could do some damage. So, I don't know. First 5, LA, maybe they get off to the quick start. Or maybe you want to bet bullpen. Not sure. But I think Ohtani individually, I'm not a prop guy. But I may have to look at Ohtani props tomorrow.
Yeah, the home run birthday prop bet. And last one, Rob, Yankees are favored again, but they keep losing. The Yankees have won 6 games in their last 21 games, so they're 5-16 now in their last 21, and they've been favorites pretty much. I think they've been favored in every game. I mean, they were favorites in every game against the Blue Jays. They lost all 4. They were favorites again. They lose, and here they are -155. I get it. They're due for a win, but you got Rodon versus Montas tomorrow. The total is 9. Any opinion on the Yankees and the Mets?
Yeah, just from a general baseball theory, Gabe, you don't want to, play do factors with any of these teams. You know what I mean? If you're in a tailspin, you're in a tailspin. Wait till they come out of it. That's a hefty price to lay against the Mets who take all these Subway Series type games serious. Rodon's the better starting pitcher, but you say New York's going south. The batting is going south. I don't know. I wouldn't trust the Yankees laying that type of pressure. I really wouldn't.
Rob Vito. Great stuff, Rob. We always appreciate your insight. Happy 4th. Now you can get as lit up as you want to. We appreciate you keeping us sober.
Open up the wine,
for us
Vino.
until this time.
Yeah.
All right, guys, have a good weekend. Take care.
Rob.
Thank you. Thank you, Rob. We did this George Kurtz style, except I have Coca-Cola instead of George likes the Pepsi. I got the Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Tony Finn.
That was awesome. Pepsi sucked.
The real
Tony
Actually,
Finn.
Pepsi.
What's up, Tony? Oh, hold on, Tony. So
It's fine. Come on.
So, Tony,
it's fine.
You're a Coca-Cola guy over Pepsi. So, like, some people are adamant about it. Some people, they are whatever. You're like, Pepsi sucks. We're not talking cocaine here either. We're talking Coca-Cola, right? So
we
Coke
are
jokes.
talking.
Yeah,
We are talking cocaine. We're talking Pablo. There was actually cocaine in Coca-Cola.
See, I'm sorry I brought it up. Sorry, I move on. That's it. No,
Gabe,
no.
you just walked.
Pablo Escobar.
Well, I figured there was a dumb
Escobar.
Coke joke coming in here somewhere, and then here it is. So we don't care about Escobar, Tony.
How about this? We'll stay away from the drug industry. How about this? It's a choice. You can go with Pablo Escobar, or you can go with Michael Jackson. Which one are you going to go with? That's what I thought.
Because he read Pepsi? This guy's amazing. Where did you come up with Tony?
You know, Tony, we're just talking about baseball. Like, can you just keep us on track here? Like,
Oh, I can't. I don't know. I'm hoping. I'm hoping we're not live.
Yeah, no, we are. We're not sitting. We're not sitting at your pool or sitting at the sitting at your local slot jockey chair somewhere.
The local LV people, the local powers that are, decided they were going to move the regional air show, the fireworks show, and nobody told me. And it's like a block, and I'm in the soundproof part of I have my studio, and I still hear these bombs going off outside. So I'm hoping it's not going to bother everyone in the studio there.
I'm almost hoping they hit your house with them at this point.
Well,
Pull it right through his window.
That line is really long. That line is long, and
Yeah. He burned down his house. Loose fireworks.
No.
See ya. That's crazy.
Of course, we're kidding. All right. So you done now, Tony? All right. Is the comedic bit done here?
Maybe.
All right. So 18-1 for the Houston Astros over the Dodgers right now. I got over 21. I got over 21 and a half in game here, and We're at 20 and a half right now. I need a 3-run shot. I see they got some runners on here. Let's give me the Dodgers too. All right, the Dodgers got runners on first and second. It's a perfect opportunity. Who's it? Conforto. Come on, Conforto.
Yeah.
Every at bat counts, buddy. Let's go. Give me a 3-run home run to win the bet.
It was his third hit of the year, I think. If he hits safely.
He's heating up, Tony. I think he's got his average up to like I think he's up to 220, 225.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Tony came out firing on 4th of July. This guy's
no, but it's one, Tony, that the Dodgers are losing on a Friday. We got one last week, right? We finally won one, I think, when we were on a Friday. But the Dodgers, I'm telling you guys, I don't believe in this day-by-day stuff so much. But I'll tell you what, I saw a stat the other day, too. The Pittsburgh Pirates are like 11-2 on Wednesdays. It's not just skiing. So they're 11-2 on Wednesdays. And they're like, whatever, like the terrible record in every other day. But the Dodgers lose on Friday all the time. Tony comes on, and the Dodgers are always losing when he comes on. And here's another one that they're about to lose.
And I'm doing my part for all those who are fading the Dodgers every Friday night. I'm doing my part.
You're the bad
I will say this. You guys, I heard you, I was backstage, and I heard you speaking to Ohtani and his schedule for tomorrow. It's scheduled for 2 innings tomorrow. That's it.
Pete Crow Armstrong on the mound to see what he does. Like, Ohtani just by himself at the plate is the best hitter in Major League Baseball. Let's just say keep it in the National League at this point. He's the MVP. So I can't wait till he pitches 6 innings, gives up 5 earned runs. Time they go like, I don't know if he could be the MVP now. Oh, no, he's still hitting 300 with 45 jacks and just pitched 6 innings in a Major League Baseball game. And people are going to hold that against him.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
You want to take that gap year and trade LeBron James somewhere and get value, legitimate value for a 41-year-old player, LeBron James, I still think, in return. I think you have to explore that because if LeBron wants to win a title, we've heard so much buzz for, I think, 3 or 4 years now, Kevin, about Stephen Curry and LeBron James wanting to eventually play together. This might be that moment here. If you're the Golden State Warriors, why not make that call? I think that's something to watch out for.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
Saying I like their odds because I think they're insane at this point, but I do think they are a very viable option.
I don't even think their odds are that insane. Honestly, they won 64 games.
So you like this move for them?
So the odds,
regardless of the odds, just from a basketball.
Yeah, the odds have nothing to do with it. They won 64 games. They were eliminated by the Pacers, who lost Halliburton. The other 60-win team was the Celtics, and they lost Tatum. I think,
and the Knicks don't have a coach.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
Here we go. In-game live. July 4th edition continues. All right. It's back on track here. All right. Put Tony Finn in the bullpen. You're on the on-deck circle for a second, Tony. So we never got to the John Deere, actually. Now it's a good time to do it. Second half has started, actually. They brought in Jaden Nelson, the Whitecaps. I would expect, hopefully the Caps can get one here, at least get this draw. But the Whitecaps are starting to bring some guys in. They started the kids and they saved their other guys for the second half. All right, so Yeah, the John Deere, Cam. I was involved in the football and all this soccer and all this, and things aren't going great. I'm not happy about this Dodger game, actually. You know what I mean? Like, Mookie Betts didn't go over 1.5. The colors actually shows me up, and he only gave up 1 run tonight. But we did hit that CFL game pretty good, so it is. But so Max Homa has been a big storyline coming into today. But Doug Gim is still on top, which is a surprise. So Doug Gim was leading after yesterday, opening round, and Doug Gim is still on the top of the leaderboard. He went from 9 under to 12 under. Davis Thompson's 11 under. Brian Campbell is 11 under. And Lipsky's 11 under. Grillo's 11 under. Homa's 11 under. I talked about it before, guys. You just take the playoff. You know what? If you can still get in on it, I bet you this tournament will go to a playoff. They all have the same effing score. So what's your pick now, Cam, for this tournament?
Well, let me tell you quickly. Max Homa is very interesting today, joking around or whatever, and they did an interview with him, and he was very candid. He's like, listen, I've been grinding so bad. My game was crap. Now I'm having fun. He goes, I just got to relax out there. Stop being so mad at myself and flipping out. Because he's a California cool guy. He's like, I got to be my old self. Now what is he doing? He's in second place in this damn golf tournament. He's 12-1 to win. Technically, he is the best. Like, when you look at talent there, he is the most talented guy when he puts it together. But watch out, Gabe. Davis Thompson is the defending champion at this tournament, and he plays horses for courses. All he does is show up at the John Deere. He's a very dangerous player. He's the favorite on my book at 7-1, ahead of Gim and these other guys. And I'll give you one more guy, and then I'll shut up. You got to understand something about golf. This Jackson Koiven kid, he's the best amateur in the world. This is like Ludwig Aberg, okay? He's going to return to Auburn, but he's so damn good, he's already earned his card. He is 71 live, and he has 4 shots back. A little sprinkle on him. Best amateur player in the world. He has his tour card, but he's going back to play for the Auburn Tigers. Watch out for this guy. He's dangerous.
All right, that's the John Deere. Whitecaps with a free kick here. Oh, big save, actually. So the Whitecaps have a corner kick coming up. All right, so tomorrow, we talked about it. It is Ohtani's birthday tomorrow. He's on the hill tomorrow, yet he's on a pitch count. They're easing him back in here right now. So I don't really emphasize too much on it, and it's kind of a weird spot because that's why they didn't want to go to the pen too much tomorrow. They're going to have to use their pen tomorrow. So this actually isn't a great spot for the Dodgers tomorrow. They're 150 favorites, and Framber Valdez is on the hill for the Houston Astros. And Valdez is one of the most consistent money pitchers in baseball. All the guy does is just go 6 innings every start. And, like, he hasn't given up any runs in his last 13 innings. In the month of June, his ERA was 1.74. Like I said, he really is, like, the most consistent pitcher of what do they call the quality starts now of, 6 innings or more. 5 or more, whatever the hell it is. But Valdez is just money, Tony. So not a great spot for the Dodgers tomorrow, but they are coming off a humiliating loss. And the Dodgers they've done this a few times this year where the Dodgers will get killed and then they'll kill you the next day.
Comments?
Tony?
From me? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was the bookend.
Yes.
I apologize. I didn't know you were bringing in the right-hander. Yes. Listen, tomorrow I like the over again tomorrow in this Houston game. Houston, I heard the part. I was in the bullpen before I came on too, and was listening to you guys. And Houston is playing terrific. I still think they're playing above their pay grade. I still think they're not as good as their record. I think they play in a division that's fairly soft, and we'll see. They're not going to get healthier pitching wise. They're just not going to get healthier. They got a couple of guys who went under the knife. 2 solid arms that they're going to miss, and they've lived and died off that bullpen that they can throw 3 left-handers and 4 left-handers at you. This is a good Houston team in certain situations, but I think a team against the Dodgers, save tonight's 25, 19 runs, whatever it is. I'm still going to be on the Dodgers against Houston. I'm a fader of Houston, not a backer. So I don't know if that helps or answers the question because I was in the bullpen, so I missed part of it, but I apologize. I like Houston, except for the Dodgers.
I pretty much take the Dodgers every day, but I'm not in love with them tomorrow. And the only thing I would say, that's an advantage, I think, for the Dodgers is just almost mathematically that when teams score a ton of runs like this, we see it in soccer. We saw it with Team Canada. They scored 6 goals against Honduras, then they couldn't score against anybody after. You see it in football all the time. A team will hang 40, 45 on somebody. The next week, they score 14 points. Baseball's like that. So I could just see the Houston Astros sort of backfiring on them tomorrow. So what do you like tomorrow, Tony? Major League Baseball card.
Well, and again, I'm a fan of the Dodgers tomorrow and fading Houston, especially after what's transpired. The Houston's pulled in the first place, moved up in first place, and you're starting to get less. You're getting less. They're not valued on the market. I think accurately. I think you're getting way too much credit. And while the Dodgers are never going to be an underdog at home, I don't think anybody, no one right now in baseball is going to be a favorite of the Dodgers at home unless they're pitching me, Tony Finn. You got to like the Dodgers. I like the Dodgers. I like the price tomorrow. I like them as well. I like the Cubs tomorrow. I like Pomerantz tomorrow against who I call Liberace with Liberatore. The Cubs have been pitching really well. They haven't been scoring. They haven't been hitting the ball very hard, but they find ways to win. And they continue to do that. A team that's 53 and 35 and playing really well at Wrigley too.
Tony Finn, wagertalk.com. Tony, happy 4th of July. Go out. We hope that you crush the Keno machines tonight.
Pete Crow Armstrong on the mound to see what he does. Like, Ohtani just by himself at the plate is the best hitter in Major League Baseball. Let's just say keep it in the National League at this point. He's the MVP. So I can't wait till he pitches 6 innings, gives up 5 earned runs. Time they go like, I don't know if he could be the MVP now. Oh no, he's still hitting 300 with 45 jacks and just pitched 6 innings in a Major League Baseball game. And people are going to hold that against him.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
You want to take that gap year and trade LeBron James somewhere and get value, legitimate value for a 41-year-old player, LeBron James, I still think, in return. I think you have to explore that because if LeBron wants to win a title, we've heard so much buzz for, I think, 3 or 4 years now, Kevin, about Stephen Curry and LeBron James wanting to eventually play together. This might be that moment here. If you're the Golden State Warriors, why not make that call? I think that's something to watch out for.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
Saying I like their odds because I think they're insane at this point, but I do think they are a very viable option.
I don't even think their odds are that insane, honestly. They won 64 games.
So you like this move for them?
So the odds...
Regardless of the odds, just from basketball.
Yeah, the odds have nothing to do with it. They won 64 games. They were eliminated by the Pacers, who lost Halliburton. The other 60-win team was the Celtics, and they lost Tatum. I think...
And the Knicks don't have a coach.
Betting above the rim, only on SportsGrid.
All right, we're to the home stretch. Let's do this thing. The Vancouver Whitecaps are pressing right now. Jaden Nelson trying to do it all by himself, and he nearly did. We're in the 55th minute. It's still 1-0 right now. We jumped in on that in-game total 3.5, but we are on the Whitecaps plus half a goal as well. And they're up to 7 corner kicks right now. Now that the Whitecaps have a couple of more starters in, suddenly they've got 3 quick corner kicks. Normally, they rack up corner kicks, this team, but it's not the normal team tonight. So in-game corner kicks right now overall is 10.5, but it's minus 150 to the over. We're at 7. There's still 40 minutes left. Yeah, I would say let's go over the 10.5 here, guys. Corner kicks. I like that 9.5 better, but over 9.5 is minus 350. Then there's a big jump to 10.5, minus 163 to the over. So I'm going to jump in on over 10.5 corner kicks. Chelsea win 2-1 tonight. It continues tomorrow. Let's get you the times here. So 12 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Pacific. PSG versus Bayern Munich. Everybody likes Bayern Munich to lose this game, Cam. Everybody thinks PSG are too much. PSG plus 115, Munich or plus 210. Are you going to bet this game?
I don't know, Gabe. I was just thinking maybe over in that game. We talk about the under in the other soccer games, especially the Mexico-USA game, but I can see goals, both teams scoring in this game. I see it a 2-1 type of game. So I would lean to the over 2.5 in that soccer game. And you shouldn't dismiss Bayern Munich. They're a damn good club. I don't understand PSG is amazing, but there's no lock in that game. I like over 2.5.
Over, it's the 2.5 is minus 188. It was. It'll probably go up. There's big line move with this stuff. So it's 188 right now. The way I look at this game, I'm not dismissing Bayern Munich, but this isn't Bayern at their best. Looking at the Asian handicap line, Bayern Munich plus 1.5 is ridiculously high. So there's not much you can do with it. If you want to go with Bayern, you can take half a goal at minus 110. I'm going to ride the popular wave here. PSG won the Champions League. I think they actually want to do the daily double here and really, really take over the soccer world. I'm going to go with PSG at plus 115, and we'll go over the 2.5. Just a quick check of a same-game parlay here. So PSG to win plus 115 and over 2.5 will pay pretty nice. Plus 170. So PSG to win over 2.5 goals is plus 170. Real Madrid and Dortmund tomorrow. This is the one. And Chris Vasily was with us earlier talking soccer, and he knows it with Dortmund. Dortmund are one of these teams that they could play, it might be 4-3 or it could be 0-0. They're all over the place, Dortmund. They can be shaky defensively, though, so that's a problem for them. But if Dortmund score early here, and the thing with Dortmund, guys, is they won't be intimidated by Real Madrid, right? Dortmund play in the Champions League. They play in the Bundesliga. They play against big-time teams. They can hold their own against anybody. So I'm hoping for the best because I got them on a future play, and I'd really like to get into a spot where I could have a shot to do something with it at 25-1. But I'm going to roll the dice tomorrow that Dortmund find a way to qualify and advance for you bettors out there. I don't think they'll win at 90, but I could see it going extra time. So what is it to qualify tomorrow to advance? Borussia Dortmund. Popular. All right, here we go. Where the hell is it? Man, there's so many of these bets. To qualify, Real Madrid minus 350, Dortmund plus 250, guys. So you get Dortmund at plus 250. I think it's worth a shot in the dark. If I had to play the total here, I'd say there's going to be goals. And in fact, we will. And in fact, you know what? Both teams to score, yes, minus 163. We'll do that. The total is the same thing here, guys. It's minus 188 to the over. I think this is a 2-1 game for somebody. Maybe it turns into a 3-2 type thing. Gurasay as well, man. Plus 175 to score for Dortmund. If Dortmund are going to score, it's going to be Gurasay. And he's plus 175. So I think that's a pretty good number. Mbappe to score is minus 138. Vinicius Jr. is plus 130. God, they're stacked, this team. Oh, are you kidding me? LA Galaxy just scored. This is bad. 2-0 for the LA Galaxy over the Whitecaps in the 30th minute. CFL football, what's your pick tomorrow, Cam? BC Lions and the Montreal Alouettes.
I'm going to take BC plus the points in Edmonton, but I think the 7-point teaser, BC plus 9.5, Elks plus 8.5, looks good.
All right, happy 4th of July, everybody. Other than that, you're on your own later.